Hey guys, and happy Friday. I'm your host, Ashley, and this is my co host,
Alan Hunt the second. Come on. Some weeks you say this is Alan Hunt. Some weeks you say Alan Hunt the second. Now you just let the people with a dramatic pause. They know who I am.
I am
know
so
why I'm
happy that it's finally Friday, so I can get 2 days away from this guy.
Well, first of all, happy belated birthday, Stevie Wonder.
Happy belated birthday to Stevie Wonder, who is my favorite artist. He turned 71 years old yesterday. He was born in Saginaw, Michigan. He's also the favorite artist of my beloved aunt, who's also a tourist. Her birthday's in 2 days. So happy heavenly birthday, Auntie Pam. I miss you so much.
Now, I don't know who Auntie Pam is.
I thought Alan had something to say about Stevie Wonder.
Honestly, Stevie Wonder is the greatest artist of all time, dead or alive. Debate your mama. And he has a mural right behind us, so shout out to him. So,
if you guys come down, what is this, Randolph?
Randolph, yeah.
Yeah, if you guys come down Randolph, there's a great big portrait of Stevie Wonder. It's very well put together. I love to see it every day. Let's just get into this week. It was a crazy week.
Some heavy stuff to talk
about. On social media, there was a lot of stuff going on. There was a lot of trending topics. Before we get into that, we want to introduce our great guest that we have today. Today we have Lindsay with us. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Ashley. Hi, Alan.
Nice to have you. We also have Andre. Hi, Andre.
What's going on, fam?
Andre just got back from Florida, you guys. It was his birthday. Did you have fun without us, Andre?
I sure did.
You didn't hesitate. I feel a little slighted.
It was lit. It was lit. I had a little fun. You know, warm weather. I came back to Detroit with shorts on, and it was cold as ever. So I had to quickly remind myself where I was coming back to. So nonetheless, it was fun.
Well, bulk up on those vitamins. And last but certainly not least, I'm excited to introduce my friend KWalker, owner of KWalker Company. Hi, Ken.
Hey, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Thanks for coming on. So I know we kind of talked about it a little bit offline. Let's just get into it. Porsha and Dennis. So I just... Who wants to start?
Explain the situation to me. Because I basically, Porsha stole somebody's man, allegedly, right?
Allegedly. So the thing is that because Porsha and this girl, they are not friends. For somebody to do this to you, they are not friends. She had an associate by the name of Fallon who was married to Simon, who was a millionaire entrepreneur. Fallon was actually introduced to the show Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, right? I mean, no.
I thought it was Real Housewives.
Right, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Love and Hip Hop. Okay. Real Housewives of Atlanta. Fallon was actually introduced to the show as a friend of Porsha, as well as her husband. They were staying together at her house. And then now Fallon and Simon are going through a divorce, and Porsha just so happened to announce that she is now in a relationship with Simon. They have been together for 30 days, madly in love, as she says, and also they are engaged.
So she did more than just slid in the DM. She pretty much took somebody else's man and then some.
That's what they're saying. I guess, if he's your man, maybe he can't be taken. That's what people are saying. So I don't know about that. I think when it comes down to it, the whole situation, it just gets sticky, because who knows how long that this marriage was on the rocks. But on the other hand, I just think there's a certain level of boundaries that we have. What do you guys think?
Definitely should be boundaries. I think the code is simple, you know what I mean? Especially if you're close to me, it's kind of like a no-brainer, but it's crazy that we still have to communicate that code to people. But it's just an innate thing that you should be conscious of. But I personally would never even think of dating or even entertaining the thought of someone I'm associated with, their significant other. Like, it's just not going to happen.
No, I completely agree. And I think we have a picture here of them too, along with the Instagram post, Jamel. They are looking.
That's a long caption.
You know what?
You only write them captions if you're really in love.
I can't lie. It's giving me very much so forced. It's giving me very much so I hit a lick. I'm sorry. It does not look, but who am I? I am not the love police. I am not the love judge.
Sounding like it.
But it's looking, she had a lot to say. I feel like when the love is genuine and it's intentional, you don't need a 3-paragraph long caption about it.
I disagree. Lindsay, we need another female perspective. Is anybody in the wrong here, or is it just like love? Like, what?
No, I definitely think that Porsha is wrong. Like, going back to what Ashley said before, when they showed Fallon on the show, you see her, or Fallon and Porsha, you see Porsha go in the house and she meets Simon and she doesn't hug him, she gives him a fist bump, which to me shows that you knew any type of like physical content was inappropriate. Like, even if you're not friends, she made a point in the caption, that super long caption, to say that they're not friends, but they were definitely friendly. They were associates. So like Ken was saying, it's definitely breaking the girl code. Like, she might not be your best friend, but you're friendly.
Okay, so just so I understand from I guess a perspective, maybe male perspective, a perspective. The problem here is that they were once at least acquaintances.
Yes.
So if they were strangers, it wouldn't be a problem.
I think it's different if you're strangers. I think that it's just the fact that there's a backstory to them knowing each other. You know, she was in their home. They broke bread together. Apparently, Simon and Porsha's ex-love interest, Dennis, were friends. And there's pictures of like Porsha, Fallon, and another woman out hanging out at the club together. So it was safe to say that you guys had enough established interaction to where this shouldn't have been a thing.
I sort of think
let me say this.
Let
me say this. There was enough established relationship because of the show. I don't think these two girls were friends. They were trying to make some type of connection for the show. So other than that, they were acquaintances. And look, I get the whole boundary thing, but at the same time, this is all show. We don't know the full context of it, but these are producers behind the scenes trying to portray a picture just so they can get people talking about it, just so it can make Porsha relevant, and then it gets people interested in watching the show again. There's such thing as boundaries, but on the other hand, I keep hearing people talk about on social media, well, if this isn't her man anymore, then this guy he's free game to date and talk to whoever he wants. Not to mention he has some coins in his pocket as well.
Yeah, that was it. Isn't he worth like $40 million too?
He is worth $40 million, and there's a good meme going around where people are cleaning the glasses off and seeing Simon as Morris Chestnut, because we all know money changes things. It really does. And actually, Tammy weighed in on this. Tammy Roman, who is off
Tammy.
What is it? Basketball Wives.
Yeah.
She weighed in on this, and I thought what she had to say was really good. Jamel, can you roll that for us so we can see what Tammy had to say?
Everybody knows how I feel about relationships. And my stance has not changed. When somebody is in a relationship, they have to be held accountable for the relationship that they're in, and they should respect the relationship that they're in. Having said that, there's also the other side of the coin, which is girl code. And I personally feel like if you have an acquaintance or an alliance with another female, there should be nothing inside of you that wants to be with that woman's man.
I would have to say I agree with that. So we know I know a lot of times we can get into this kind of thing where women are, quote unquote, more emotional and we're less logical. So I want to talk to the guys. Is there a code to if you have a guy that's just an acquaintance that maybe you just see in the hallway or something like that has met your girlfriend or your significant other at some type of event, and know you guys aren't friends, but it's established enough to know that he was introduced to your significant other as somebody that you were dating, and then they start to date and get engaged a month after you guys break up. Is that just free game?
First of all, you're acting like somebody could just steal a whole individual. This isn't slavery. Like, it takes two to tango. So it's not like somebody just mind controlling them. Oh, come in a relationship with me. Like, no, the other person has to want it too. Like, you can't have a relationship without two people both wanting the same thing.
Absolutely. So
I think regardless whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, however you identify, if you two want to move past or move forward with something, at the end of the day, it's just you all that are in a relationship together. Everybody else, they're just outside noise, essentially. So if you're comfortable with whatever scrutiny you may get or whatever backlash you may get, more power to you. Now, you talking about me personally, I wouldn't get into that because it's a little too messy situation for me. But at the same time, if a woman came to me with $40 million, and she look on a scale of 1 to 10, at least like a 6.5, I would be like, I'm sorry,
boundaries are key.
So Alan can be paid off, you guys. It's scary things that people will do for money.
I can be influenced.
Ken, what do you think?
I'm still on, my same comment before. Like, it's just an innate code, that you have. And I have been propositioned by an ex-girlfriend of one of my closest friends, and I had to shut it down, because I had to question her, like, how would that even be okay, and it wasn't something that I entertained at all. But I feel that, it is, it takes two to tango in this situation, but at the same time, you have to question the origin of the friendship. Do you value our friendship enough, where you won't look at somebody I've been with in my past and date them, because, you have to be real about it. If you know the history of the relationship, even if we break up, I still care for that person. So now you're making me inferior towards that person now because you've removed any potential friendship with them, because now I'm questioning your loyalty, your friendship, but also theirs as well. So it does get messy, and
I think, but to me, there are different levels to boundary, right? And I think it matters on how the relationship ended and how much time has passed, and if your friend is okay with you dating their ex, because perhaps some years has passed. Everybody has different life experiences, and that ex to say, you know what? I don't care, friend. Go ahead and talk to them. There's no bad feelings between us anymore. Go ahead.
It's not.
And I think too, Andre, we have to take into consideration, although be that as it may, it was not years that passed. It was less than a month and 30 days, and he's still legally married. So if you want to just compare apples to apples here, I'm just gonna say it's not right, and no matter.
I don't think Porsha found love in a month. She found money.
Exactly.
Period.
She found a way out. I think we have a picture here too. They all hung out for Mother's Day. Her child's father, Dennis, and Simon. It's
like everybody look cool.
It was real messy. And I saw something on Instagram that said Dennis is from Detroit. We know a play when we see one. And so if this is just you doing your Detroit player thing, then pop your collar. That's on you.
That is an odd picture.
What'd you say?
It is very odd.
Yeah, it is. It's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie, but who am I to judge? I guess much power and celebrating Black love to Porsha and Simon, and I hope that Fallon finds that same love in someone else.
Well, not the same love, probably.
Oh, but there's nothing wrong with me.
I'm just saying. I think, but speaking of love, one of my loves is basketball. And
I'm not good at it.
You don't like basketball?
No, I don't like sports, but this is not
about you. So J.Cole, in case you missed this week, J.Cole is joining the African Basketball League. He'll be a member with the Rwanda Patriots, and he's going to play about 3 to 6 games with them. And so I was excited to see because J.Cole played varsity ball in high school, in case you didn't know. J.Cole is a rapper, also, in case you didn't know. And the picture we have here, he's the first rapper to be on the cover of Slam magazine. Wow. So history right there. Usually it's a basketball player because, it's a basketball magazine. I guess J.Cole is a basketball player, too. You can be two things at once. Rapper, basketball player, everything like that. And I think it was great because, one, you bring in exposure to the African Basketball League, which I didn't even know was a thing before J.Cole got signed. So, one, that's cool. And imagine if your teammate was J.Cole on the bench. Like,
I mean, Kobe tried to rap that one time. Rest in peace, Kobe.
You brought up the Kobe music
I mean, he did. He had the suit on, and he was like, I don't, remember? Y'all don't, okay, forget it. Y'all want to act all stuck up like y'all don't remember that Kobe tried to rap.
I'm loving this reimagining businessman, if you will, in J. Cole. I mean, artist turned athlete. I think people can do more things than one. They can utilize their skills and talents and do other things. I think this shines a new light and perhaps even earns him a whole new fan base. So I love what we're seeing out of J. Cole. Not to mention that I think he has a new music coming out as well.
Oh, yeah, he does. I think it actually comes out today.
Yeah, the off season.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always been multi-passionate. And if you followed him before he was signed to Rock Nation, he actually had that theme within his mixtapes. So like the warm up, the come up, like those were all in the theme of basketball in a sense. So he's looked at his career artistically like that as well. So this is like kind of spot on to what he loves, so he's multi-passionate. So I'm excited for him, to make history. And he also is really big on community. So I'm really excited to see what he does as well.
Yeah, he's dope. I love the idea. I like to see people operate in duality as to what they are capable of too. I'm definitely a person who I'm not going to tell you to stay in your lane. If you have multiple lanes, monetize on all of them, capitalize on all of them. And, I'm all for people not putting themselves in a box. So I'm here for it. I love to see it.
Yeah, but what do you say to the people that feel like it's sort of an insult to the athletes that, dedicate and train their whole lives for this moment, and J. Cole's taking up a roster spot of somebody else that could have been like fully committed to basketball as opposed to J. Cole, who isn't?
Well, I don't think that it's a fair statement to gauge somebody's engagement or their dedication to something just because they are excellent and they're successful in another lane as well. So I would say that who knows that this is not something J. Cole has been working on for years as well and had to wait for this opportunity to be able to expand his horizons into being a basketball player. A lot of people have taken different routes to get to where they want to go ultimately. So I don't think it's fair for us to try to judge somebody and say like, oh, well, he's taking up a spot or he was shown unfair treatment. We don't know what happened.
Also true, because I know he's played in a couple of celebrity games, so there was talk of him, NBA team picking him up. Yeah. Now, I think that would be completely disrespectful. Like, this is the best basketball league in the world. You cannot have J. Cole out here on the best basketball league in the world. He will get embarrassed. He'll be a mascot on the bench.
Was he not a good player?
No, I'm saying he played varsity ball in high school, so yeah. He's okay. But I think the best rapper and basketball player ever seen is Master P. Master P does it all. Okay,
these are the trivia questions.
Like, Master P is that guy. Like,
I've never seen Master P.
Alan, we're not going to play your trivia games right now on who's legendary and who's best at what artists and all that.
It's not a trivia game. It's a fact. Master P is
your facts are kind of different.
Andre thinks of insults to say during Finally Friday.
You load
up insults for us,
Alan's facts on who's legendary, what artists are legendary, are quite different. So
how legendary didn't come up till Andre brought it up.
Yeah, it didn't. Andre, you're reaching. Do your arms hurt?
Just a little bit. After that shot last week.
That's funny. Speaking of basketball, though,
yes,
we have a collaboration that you want to talk about, right?
Yes, absolutely. So Martin and the Pistons, and I thought this was such a dope collaboration. Jay, if you could go ahead and show the slide, this is, I think it's fire. I actually used to stay in the apartments where they used for the opening for Martin.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Okay. I stayed there for a brief time. And so I think this is much needed for the culture. Ken, you're a fashion designer. What do you think about it? What do you think about the line so far? Did you think it was nice, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I love that they use that graphic, because it has been overused for other purposes. But it brings back the, just the history that we know for that logo. But also Martin, it was based in Detroit, so it's like the perfect partnership. So it was, something that I think a lot of people were expecting to happen years ago. So it's good to see it happening now.
Yeah. And I definitely feel like, too, I'm starting to see a lot of artists, even though people have always come here. We're just known for our musical genius here in Detroit. But sure. I definitely feel like lately people have been coming back to give us our flowers. Lil Yachty, he just had something with the Detroit mixtape that came out. And
Big Sean's
album. And I think so now it's kind of nice to see people counted us out. Basically they did, everybody kind of counted Detroit out for a time, and we were kind of a laughing stock of things that was going on with the politics here. So it's interesting to kind of see people come back and pay homage to us and our roots and really give us the flowers that we deserve of being like a staple in Black culture. Like when you make it out of Detroit, you can make it anywhere. Like when they say Detroit hustles harder, Detroit versus everybody, that's a real thing. You cannot bite this style, this swag. We are Yays and Faygo Pops and Better Made Tips all day, every day. So
Lindsay, do you remember the show?
I've seen the show, yes. So, okay, I might be
You've
2020,
seen it.
but I know what Martin is. I've seen the show. I've
Okay.
watched the show. And going back to, what Ken said, I liked the use of the Martin logo and that font. Like, you automatically associate that font with Martin and, the what's up and all of that. So I think it's great. And I think especially with it being based in Detroit, it all aligns very well. So I think it'll get, a lot of good reception from people.
A new show reimagining, I guess, won't happen, but I think that I can put up with this. This will do.
All right, I hate to be the bad guy here, but I understand Martin's significance, importance to the culture and everything like that. But in my realm of black sitcoms, Martin's not even cracking the top 5.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious. He's not.
Whoa!
Not like,
wait. This is a whole different discussion.
The top 5.
What is your top 5?
Okay.
This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, if we're talking, like iconic black sitcoms and shows, I will give Martin. They'll slide in at the 5th spot. But if personally me, I don't think Martin is that funny. I don't think Martin Lawrence is that funny. And I'm going to give you 5 shows that are funnier than Martin because I knew this would come up. So, 1, Bernie Mac Show, definitely funnier. 2, My Wife and Kids, definitely funnier. 3, Wayne's Brothers, definitely funnier. 4, The Jamie Foxx Show, definitely funnier.
Look at
Jamel. These are all funnier than Martin. And the last show, the last sneaky bit, The Carmichael Show. Hilarious.
Okay, the Carmichael Show is hilarious, but we're talking about the 90s. You bring it up.
No, we're talking about comedy. And if you ask me about comedy, Martin is not that funny of a show.
You know
I'm
what?
Sorry.
Shanae and Gina.
Bro, man.
Come on now.
You know what? We have to give Martin his flowers because he, along with artists like Eddie Murphy, that like duality and the switch between the characters and stuff like that. This was a daily show or a weekly show that was coming out on HBO at the time. That took a lot of production quality. So I'm going to have to say...
That's what I'm saying. Culture, it could be in the slide in the top 5 in terms of like culture and iconic and stuff like that. I'll give you all that. But if I want to laugh, like, come on. Perfect example. On Insecure, Martin is the background show, played in the back. Nobody really paying attention. This guy's stuff that's on in the back.
It's iconic enough to where Big Sean, he did the Play No Games video, which mimicked the iconic, comedy between Martin and Gina and Cole and Tommy and Pam. And then I think it says something. I feel like Issa's paying homage to Martin by having him play in the background because it was so... We still say what up though. Like he said what up on
He said what's up. He didn't say what up though. Let's clarify. I'm not downplaying the iconicness in terms of humor and funniness. There's shows I put ahead that if I want to laugh, I'm not going to put them on.
I don't think we were arguing if it was funny. I think we were arguing its contribution to black culture.
It's made a contribution, but it's not my top 5.
They're going to argue all. Look, they're going to argue all day, but I think our consensus is the best episode.
I kind of agree though.
The best. Oh no!
I agree. Lindsay off.
Full screen on Lindsay, please.
Lindsay, it's okay. You still on Infamil.
No, when he mentioned his top 5, like I had to nod because I do agree with the Jamie Foxx show and the Wayans Brothers. Like I would turn both of those on before I played Martin. Like it has its cultural impact or whatever, but in terms of my personal favorites, it's not on.
Let me tell you, now any of those shows can I remember an iconic episode that comes to mind, but with Martin, we all know one of the best episodes of Martin is when they were on vacation and they had that room with that.
That ain't no damn puppy.
That ain't no
damn puppy. That was hilarious.
Yes. Still remember it to this day.
Remember when the plumber died? When Gina got her head stuck in the bed? I think I don't know. Lindsay and Alan. I will give you. I've been binge watching. I'm sorry. Right, they are. They are. Janelle said they're young, and you guys are. But you're still entitled to your opinion. I think when it comes to, I will agree. I've been binge watching the Jamie Foxx show on Amazon Prime. And I actually feel like at the time when I used to watch it, I didn't find it as funny. But now that I'm older, I'm like, oh.
You catch all the jokes and everything.
Because there are episodes.
But I say that to say I had to do the same thing with Martin. So I would suggest try rewatching Martin now, like as a functioning adult, and you can kind of see like
it's my go to sleep show. But, yeah.
I think there are episodes on the Jamie Foxx show though that stick out in my head, just like how you named the one about what'd you say?
Ain't no damn puppy.
Yeah, I said when he had the Michael Jackson glove and he broke it, he would dance off with Braxton.
That one, the Jingle Off episode with like the white rice. Like there are episodes on the Jamie Foxx show that I remember and make me laugh, and I'll go back and watch clips of those before I go back and watch clips of Martin.
But I think here, what I'm hearing is that we're trying to like stop Black excellence. All of them are funny, you know, all of it. I mean, that was a time, an era where we could go to multiple networks and see Black people, lead comedians that are producing, writing the episodes. So I think, you know, let's not compare them. Let's celebrate them, you know, to know that there was a time in the 90s where Living Single, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Martin, all of these were on different major networks and their head producers they looked like us. Now you look on TV now, Tyler Perry's one of the only ones doing that, you know, so it's really, you know, I think the historicness of that in Black culture is something that we have to celebrate. We can't compare them all, but, you know, it's something that I think we see a lot now in culture where it's like, no, like, let's remember that these were moments, you know, that haven't been replicated now. Like now we have to really fight to be in those rooms, in those boardrooms. We have to go create our own networks, our own streaming services now, because they're not giving us that seat at the table. So we have to like congratulate that.
No,
shout out
absolutely.
to the Pistons. Shout out to the Pistons for this partnership. And
absolutely. And Ken, in the spirit of Black excellence, I definitely want to talk about Black excellence in education. I was so excited to see this a couple days ago when Howard University announced that the amazing, like the incredible Phylicia Rashad, now Dean Phylicia Rashad, is the new Dean of Howard University College of Fine Arts. I am so here for it. It makes me want to go to Howard. If I could move to DC and enroll in that college, I would. What do you guys think about that? I feel like this is huge. Like for the culture, this is a major win.
Oh, no, I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. Going to or having graduated from an HBCU, I went to Hampton. So I know just a lot about HBCUs and like the lack of funding and support, etc., that we get, private or public. And I think Phylicia Rashad going back, being a Howard alum, really will increase the amount of support and funding that school gets, whether it's the, you know, fine arts school itself or Howard as a whole. So I think it's amazing.
Totally agree. And I know not too long ago, I was watching the Chadwick Boseman. It was like a mini documentary that ABC did. And I didn't know that Phylicia Rashad and Denzel Washington played a hand in him being able to graduate and going on to doing other things in film. I didn't know that. Didn't he graduate from Howard? Am I correct? Yeah. He also went to Howard. So I think to see kind of things come full circle and to see how other older legendary Black artists are coming back and reaching out for this new generation and bringing them into those boardrooms, like Ken said, and opening those doors for them. And not only opening those doors for them and putting them in front of the table, but, you know, holding out a chair for them at the table. And like gracefully saying, I'm not going to be destructive towards your career. I'm going to be constructive towards it and teach you the things that I know. And I think what better space than to do that in education, especially when Black creatives is on an all-time rise, and they need the education to go along with it, to keep them in those boardrooms and in those business rooms.
But imagine you get into some trouble at Howard and you got to go in and talk to Phylicia Rashad in the office. Like, hey, I really gotta come here and talk with her with Mama Phylicia, Mama Huxtable, like for real. That's
Huxtable, yeah. I could imagine, but you know what? It might be an incentive to not be a knucklehead.
I know, because you know she's going to do it, and don't forget to go when you leave, like she did in the JV.
Right.
That's exactly what you're going to do.
Don't let Phylicia Rashad go off on you, okay? We all remember that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode.
Exactly. And speaking of Drake, the woman that he gave $50,000 to, she just graduated with her master's. Here she is. She posted on Twitter, I believe it was on Wednesday, where she just said how it started versus how it's going. And I love to see it. I love to see Black excellence. This keeps with the theme of Black excellence in education. And I'm glad to see that Drake was able to pour into this young woman's life. I thought that was dope.
Yes, a legendary Drake.
I agree that
I know. There's some people on this panel that don't agree that Drake is a legend.
I'm sorry,
This
okay.
is another example.
This is just a slight off subject. Ken and Lindsay, this is something that Alan does often. Do you guys believe that Drake is a legend, yes or no?
Absolutely.
I do.
See?
That's all we do.
You always feel like you're
I just say there's someone on this panel that feels otherwise. And there's someone in this room with us that feels otherwise.
Most of the time, we all agree that he loves to argue people down. And Andre, I think you said you found something else too in regards to Black excellence in education.
Yeah, let's just move right along from legendary Drake. This is a cool, we've been talking about art and education, but this is a cool story that's out this week. His name is Ronald Draper. He is his passion for the arts and education has led him to use his talents to bring the best out of inner city children and add a little color to the neighborhoods and also the commercial spaces and also the hall rooms within the school as well. As an educator, he wants to see Black kids, he wants them to feel over the top, if you will, bringing arts and education back into the classroom. And he really believes that school should be a place where kids enjoy going to and spending their time. And certainly we could use more Black men like him who infuse that sense of inspiration and also introducing the arts, no matter what area of your career you want to go into. We could use more people, young Black men like him. So Black excellence right there, and empowering our young Black kids.
Yeah, me too. I just feel like this entire conversation was very spirited. And I just want to say thank you guys for coming. Lindsay, Ken, it was such a pleasure. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Love a Black creative this weekend. Don't love somebody else's husband.
Wow. Also support a Black creative. Shout out to Mr. Gaines.
Shout out to DSA. Shout out to us and Ken. Us and Ken. Shout out to DSA.
Exactly. Shout out to DSA. You guys have a great weekend. Thanks, guys.